Assalamu alaikum, peace. It's Fatima Coach, Fatima with OutstandingPersonalRelationships.com. Um, Back with another video. Well, this is actually an update from a video I did last year about my oldest children and polygyny and what they thought about it. And my oldest daughter, who was the toughest nut to crack about, just polygyny, period, because she was a teenager when polygyny entered her existence, her world. And she was upset about it. We all had difficulty with it early on because anything new like that can become very bumpy and difficult, especially when you're at a transitional age. And I was talking about how, it wasn't my job to make her happy about me being in polygyny. However, I taught her to respect the fact that, everyone was adults and we were in polygyny, but that didn't mean she didn't have her own set of concerns. That didn't mean she wasn't allowed her own voice, her own set of concerns, her own jealousy, her own trials and tribulations with it. And I really wanted to honor what she was going through, what the other children were going through, however easy, however difficult, whatever they needed help with, their father and I were willing to help them through it. So a lot of conversations that she had, I wasn't there with her and her father when they had them because I was not needed there. The conversations that I've had with her as a wife in polygyny, or had on car rides at home, over dinner, over a movie, over whatever the case may be, we would have our conversations. And she felt the way she felt, and it wasn't always positive. It wasn't always negative. It's just how she was feeling at the time. What I discovered in her journey that really helped a lot was she had a desire for us to be transparent. Teenagers don't want you to sugarcoat things. They don't want you to lie to them. And we weren't willing to do that anyway. But they want you to give it to them straight. That doesn't mean dump everything on them. It just means ease them into it. Answer any questions that you can. We did that. Her father did that to the best of his ability. And if he didn't know something, he just said he didn't know. He didn't try to know. He said he was figuring things out. He was really great at saying, admitting the fact that, he was learning, and I don't know too many men that are willing to be that transparent. I personally don't. Maybe someone else does, and that's okay. Shout out to them as well. But for us, it was not, it wasn't easy. But I wanted to teach my daughters, because they're the oldest of all the kids, the girls are. I wanted them to be respectful and speak their truth, ask questions. I didn't force them too fast. I really didn't force them at all because I was quiet. So I didn't want them to see me act out of character and then they would act out of character. So especially when it came to my co-wife, I would say really good things that I believed about her, and I still do wholeheartedly. I said, I don't think she came to destroy anything. That's not her character. No, I didn't know what the story was. I didn't know what the backstory was. I didn't know her personal story. I didn't know her struggle in polygyny. I didn't know any of that. But I'm so happy that I learned about her more, because then it helped me facilitate these difficult conversations with my grown-up children. And I told them before, I said, I really think that when she says she loves you guys, she does. Because I'm like, you can't fake that. You can't fake authenticity. Not in my opinion. Not the way in which she has offered it to myself and to my children. And that's what this video is about. It's about our children being okay with us being in polygyny. And if they're not okay with us being in polygyny, grown-up children, adult children, because they're all children under us because we had them. But I learned that when my daughters saw that I was okay, it was easier for them to heal and be okay. When my daughters saw me talk to my co-wife and engage her and laugh and hug her and all those different things, it was easier for them to do the same. It's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. Was it always this way? No, it wasn't always this way. It was not easy, but it was not the worst thing I've ever been through in my life. It was one of the most difficult things I've ever been through in my life. And I think that my family can say the same. You know, polygyny is not just happening to one person, it's happened to many people, including our children. So, yeah, we had a family meeting and my daughter was there, and we also had a brunch and bond for my co-wife. It was a really great idea that my co-wife had for her birthday last year, and she invited my 25-year-old daughter, the oldest of the 12. And they, you know what, we had such a good time. I had a good time. My daughters had a good time. We laughed. We hugged each other. We ate. We told jokes. I mean, I just wish it hadn't never ended. It was so fun. And it takes a lot for me to like have fun because usually I'm the life of the party. So I get worn out trying to entertain other people. But this crowd was so easy, and my co-wife's mom was there. Her grandmother was there. I have some photos with those two amazing, strong women. Very strong women. Very strong women. I love them a lot, and I miss them. I haven't been able to see them, but during this recording of this particular YouTube video, we're under this thing with Corona, so we're really not seeing people as much as we'd like to, but I cherished the moments I had with them. We had a good time. And my daughters had a great time with each other. It just felt like family and it is, you know, because we had the conversations we needed to have. We were transparent and honest with each other. We were patient with each other. We didn't push too hard. We didn't push too little. We shared our stories with one another. I have shared my co-wife's story with my children. She has done the same. But in the moments that I've had with my adult daughters, all my daughters are grown-ups, one of which is married. So proud of her. She's the third oldest. I've had conversations with them, and I said I really like her, and I think she's a good person. I just do, because I'm not the kind of person to say someone's good and then I feel like they're not for the sake of just saving someone else's feelings. You know, I wouldn't say they're bad. I wouldn't say she's horrible. I would never say that. I would say, well, it's going to take some time, or we're not there yet, or hopefully things will change or they'll get better. I would say something along those lines, but I wouldn't lie to my kids. But I didn't want to create this mental violence for my children by saying, you know what, I really can't stand her. Because I don't think that, and hindsight is 2020, I don't think that we should look to our children for our emotional support within our marriages and within relationships that can be trying. Because let's say you get close to the person and then your children have to go, yeah, but you said they were trash and you said that they were this and that and the third. And I've myself had to have conversations with my daughters because there's so many things I didn't know the answers to. I didn't know what was going on. A lot of us didn't know what was going on because we were all still trying to figure it out. And it's okay. When you're trying to grow and you're trying to heal, it's all right to figure things out. And we have to allow each other time and space to see what is the best practice, what is the most healthy thing we can do, what is the most, connecting practices that we could have. Where's the togetherness? And sometimes when we don't operate that way, when we talk in a way that is destructive towards someone else who's not deserving of that, you got to go back and clean that thing up. You got to go back and clean it up and try, especially when you're dealing with adult children. Um, it's not my job to make my children happy, because if I could, I would make them happy. It's their job to make themselves happy, just like it's my job to make myself happy. And then we meet together, in our happiness. Now, we're in life, and life goes in and out. We go in and out of happiness all the time. We're not going to be happy all the time. I know that. I do that every day. One minute I'm up, and the next minute I'm down. And then you just get back up again. It's a lot about what you tell yourself. But I learned that if I was okay with polygyny and I was happy in polygyny, my children didn't have too much to worry about. Like, if our mom is happy, then, I'm happy. That's just how I raised them. That's how their father and I raised them. I did not raise them by myself, but they're girls, and girls tend to run toward mom a little bit more. So, with me being Muslim, with our family being Muslim, we don't have to like every single thing. We're not going to like everything that goes on in life, but it is indeed life. And it's part of my culture. I'm a practicing Muslim. My children were raised that way. And if they decided, Islam is an invitation. If they decide to do something else, they decide to do something else. But my raising and their father's raising of them has been discharged as they became accountable for their own actions. However, we do offer advice. We do offer tips. I'm their mother. I'm not their friend because they can talk to their friends any kind of way they want to talk to their friends. We don't do that with Umi, and we don't do that with Abu. And we don't do that with our, my co-wife. So I just really love that. Although I have grown-up daughters, they love my co-wife very much. And of course, they love their father. Their love for their dad is indescribable. And I'm happy about that. I love that about their relationship. I really admire the relationship that my grown-up children have with their father and that they have with my co-wife. And that says a lot, because she's just there for them whenever they need her. I'm always around them. I'm always there. I'm mom. But they know that if something happens, if something were to happen, that they can trust her. They can count on her. She's reliable. Even my daughter, who's the oldest of all the babies, she knows that. And she's very defensive about polygyny and my co-wife, and of course her father. Somebody had said something, and I was in the car with her, and I don't know what it was, but it was something kind of disrespectful toward polygyny. She just was passing it on, and she said, I told them they don't talk about my family in my culture. And nobody's perfect. And, she just was like, she doesn't play that, is what I'm trying to tell you all. She does not play that, because she knows good people when she sees them. She's been around enough bad people to know good people, just like a lot of us. So I'm so happy that my family is in this place, because I remember when we weren't in this place, and that felt really bad. So allowing time, creating boundaries, respecting each other, even if you're not vibing, respecting the roles that each other, one another has within the family, even if you don't call each other family just yet. Maybe you will one day, you never know. I didn't know. I assumed so much it was a crying shame. So, but I learned from my assumptions. I learned that I don't have everything figured out. I learned that I need to wait. I need to stop. I need to process and take my time. And it was okay to say, I'm not ready yet. Not today. Maybe another time. That was fine, because then I didn't say things that I would regret, because I don't think I experienced enough growth at the time, or lessons at the time to have a conversation that would have been beneficial between my co-wife and I. But we chop it up all the time. We talk all the time with each other, and I really love that. We enjoy each other's company, and like I was saying in a live before, when you're comfortable with someone, you're comfortable in the quiet moments. It doesn't feel awkward. I might be in my phone, she might be in her phone, and or I'm driving and she's in her phone. We're not pressing each other to talk because we become comfortable in the quiet. And that feels so good. So don't compare your chapter 1 to our chapter 10. It took work, personal development, dedication, consistency, and becoming better every single day. And it did the same thing with that's the same thing that happened with our children that are grown-ups. They needed time to process. They needed to create boundaries. They needed to quiet down when they didn't feel like they were going to say something that was beneficial or that was going to serve them. And I'm just glad they're learning so many lessons, and they're willing to listen and be listened to, because they have a voice as well. So if any concerns come up, they know that their family is here to answer. And if we don't know, we're just honest. We say we don't know, but we'll find out. So I hope this video helped you guys a little bit. Give things some time. Stuff doesn't happen overnight, and we just got to create those fulfilling relationships that we want to have. You can't make anybody do anything. You can't control anybody, but you can do your part. So with that, again, I'm Coach Fatima with OutstandingPersonalRelationships.com. And remember, guys, to follow us on our socials here on YouTube. We're Outstanding Personal Relationships. And on Facebook, we're Outstanding Personal Relationships. Now, IG, we're Outstanding Relationships. So if you want to check us out there, please do. And also my co-wife and our husband and myself, we train in our Relationship Mastery Inner Circle, and you can join by visiting us at OutstandingPersonalRelationships.com/RM for Relationship Mastery. I'm going to leave you once again with a little GLC. Remember to grow intentionally, love fearlessly, and connect on a higher level every single day. Again, I'm Coach Fatima. I'll see you guys in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.